How are you? How is your Saturday going? Please note, I'm not drinking. I don't drink anyways, so. Morning, Nietzsche. Good morning, Dave from Alberta. Welcome in. How are things for you guys? Dave, are you on vacation yet, or do you still have another week? Or what do they do in Alberta? Asasu, hello. It's rainy again. Oh no. Hope it's not too rainy. Carden of Eden. I love that. I want to know more. That's a great name. Hi, Sasu. How are you? You're on vacation. Yay. Awesome. My father ex-law was ended up going to vice principal, but he would work in the summers so that he could get to his 80/20 early. Good morning, Mary Lack. How are you doing? So he retired like super young, but then spent way too much money. So had to go back to work even with the 80/20. Let me know if there's any problems with the internet signal, because I'm in the back room and it looks like there might be an issue because I'm jolty over here. But if I'm okay over here, let me know. If I'm not okay, let me know. Jewelry Mystery Box Canada, welcome in. Marco Sam, welcome in. Yeah, I'm definitely. Let's see. This one's on House of Ill Repute. I'm just going to double check something. Hang on. Sorry. Please hold. Someone will be with you shortly. Okay, I am on the extension, so it should be okay. Guy, welcome in. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. Okay, so this is a ask your question, share your shows kind of chat. I don't have an agenda um, because yeah, I thought it's a good time to just kind of chat about things that are going on, questions that you have, concerns that you have. Um, how are you? Have you seen any changes to shipping costs for Canadians buying from you? I haven't seen anything significant yet, but um, thank you to hello Beck. How are you? Thank you to the Whatnot team um, that dealt with our shipping default shipping settings and how and now you will notice if you go to my shipping shows on YouTube, I need to do a new updated one because those are for old information because now um, there is a huge difference in shipping for us as shipping as sellers. If your weights are accurate, your boxes can be bigger now. You don't need to worry about that 13 centimeter rule. So I'm going to do a shipping 101 for Canadians. I'm going to do another one of those that then I can upload the new information to YouTube so that that's available. Liz, good morning. How are you? Amir, welcome in. Or is it Amerk? I'm not sure. So I will just say hello. Or is it just Amy? Time is my blessing. I love that name. Jewelry Mystery Box Canada says, yes, it cost me less in transport. Awesome. Dave from Alberta says, buying from US is half price, but no difference for me within Canada. Interesting. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully they said that there was going to be a change soon. So Gordon, Ladybug, welcome in. So feel free to ask your questions. Mary Lack says, everyone down here was losing their mind about losing flat rate priority. I simply ordered the same size brown boxes on Prime Day sale and had a coffee. I love you, Mary. Yes, Americans, we love you, but you need to calm the fork down about the flat rate. Like, your life will go on, you will adapt. It's okay. And it looks like it's going to be cheaper for your customers anyways, so um I don't know, just go get some boxes somewhere else. The City of Thomas the Train. Ooh, Thomas the Tank Engine. Where's he from? Now I want to know. Oh my gosh. Do I have to look this up? Roxy plus size closet. I love that. Calgary. Calgary. I love that. Um, Ewell to the power of four. Aw, do you have like four in your family? Is that the power of four? Because that's really sweet. Sorry. Hello. Welcome in. And Roxy plus size closet. I love that. Plus size is a great category to be in. Because we love our plus size clothes. We love finding great plus size clothes. Yeah, so I'm definitely frozen over here, which is hilarious. But hopefully I'm not frozen over here. So If I freeze up, let me know. I will move into a different room. I'm still in the back room where I've been getting ready for doing a sale tonight of some of Mum's stuff. So I will be doing a Mum's estate sale tonight with the first. Hopefully, I'm going to get through. Yeah, the first 3 boxes. I'm only going to do a little bit at a time. The PJ Princess, good morning. How are you doing? K Pen, welcome in. So, anybody have any questions, any concerns, anything that you want to talk about? Let me know. Mary Lack says, Amen. Will save most of my customers $2 postage. I'm excited to prime them all July to get ready. Yes. Yeah. So, um, Whatnot did send Canadians also a message a while back to say that shipping was going to start coming down. We were going to start seeing price changes in Canada, and I'm looking forward to that too. But I think then whatever new agreement that Whatnot made with USPS is going to make a huge difference for US sellers because the prices the what I've seen, I don't know if it's accurate. What I've seen people posting on Facebook looks like way cheaper than 921. So you can still say max shipping 921 and most of your customers may not even reach that. Tragically Rips. Oh, what a great name. Please tell me you're Canadian with an awesome name like that. You know I'm tragically rips. I love it. Wesley, good morning. Ellis777 asks, any idea why I still don't see the coin animations and stuff? I see the UFO animations, but that's it. App is updated as in as an I and you're on iPhone. So it's still that whole like fun animations thing and everything, the gems is still in beta. So what you're seeing is probably just a little bit. Um, and I don't know if you've been able to collect more, whatever it is, collect gems. There's a whole new thing that they're testing out, but not everybody has it. I don't have it. I don't even have it. I'm not on the beta, so I can't see it. So yeah, there are other animations that you can purchase. So yeah, so it means that you're in the beta if you can see it. If you're not in the beta, you can't see it at all. Um, no, didn't miss much at all. Didn't miss anything. Um, uh, that I should be in the beta because it would be fun. But to be honest, what I've noticed is when my friends first got the beta, and have been trying it, at first they were talking about it all the time, and then they stopped talking about it. And I think part of the reason that they stopped talking about it is because not all of us could join in the excitement because it's just like, oh, look, I got this. And it's like, that's nice. We can't see it still. So, dear Whatnot, you need to test like an entire country. And I don't know, Beck, are they testing in Australia? Like, is everyone in Australia have it? Or is it still in small beta for you guys too? Um, Not everyone, only some. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Whatnot, but you need to test it. Pick a country. Canada would be nice. Um, it'll probably be Australia because Tom's from Australia. But pick a country and just like have everybody in that country have the gems, because then you will see whether or not it has that viral effect that you want, that makes people want to buy and do things just so they can get the gems. You can't test that out unless everybody, all of the friends, right? Like it's a community thing. So you need to, dear Whatnot, you need to make it a community thing. Hi, Shop with Tasha. Hello, Better Bloom Threads. Hello, welcome, welcome. Who else is here? Maria. Good morning. Hattie, good morning. C. Johnson, good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. FNF Gems, Sabrina, Abby. I'll try to catch up. I would like to be in the beta, but at the same time, I feel like if only I'm seeing it, it just kind of like I can't even see it as a seller. So like, because there's all kinds of cool things. Like when you buy, it comes up with this like cool banner, and you can make it do different animations for you, so that whenever you're in a show, it makes animations. But I can't even see those animations as a seller to be like, oh, cool animation. So if you don't have other people in the beta in the show to see how cool it is it like, yeah. So dear Whatnot, whoever is running that beta, And maybe they just ran the beta and then they've put it to the side and they're not working on it anymore, which could be the thing. They could have just started the beta and then they're like, you know what, we've got all these, because they're doing right now. I'm in a beta test for, and I can talk about it. I'm in a beta test for a new listing templates. I don't know if I can show you. So it's in the, if you go to, this isn't going to turn on yet. Nope, it's still time. So if you go to blog.teamwhatnot.com and you look at the second most recent article, it talks about this new listing feature that they're testing out, and they're just testing it to see um, how it can work in different categories. So it's mainly for random polls in some of their major categories like fashion. So there is a link in that at blogteamwhatnot.com, um, where you can, and it's in my, if you read my show notes and scroll down to the bottom, you'll find the link. Um, and hey, Black Rabbit, thank you, Goofy, for sharing the show. Um, if you go to that, you can actually request to be part of the beta. And you can apply to be part of the beta. They may or may not let you, but you can apply. So, wow, I'm having real problems with my internet over there. And so it's worth trying. If you're in fashion and you do random polls, you may enjoy it, because you can do things like when you do a listing, you can say I've got Nike, Adidas, and Lululemon in these random polls, and then when you go to hit run net, like when you select it to start auction, it'll ask you like which one, like it'll ask you, okay, you said that it was one of these, Nike, Adidas, or Lululemon, and then you can put Nike, and you can actually select the size. So when you're running random polls, you're still giving information, and then the tag, the description that's on their packing slip will also give that, like Nike, extra large, etc. So it actually will help. I think it will help. Also, what it does is um, it puts a number beside each item as it sells, indicating the number that it was in order of sale, not necessarily like right now, for most of you, if you sell random pulls jewelry, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll have a number beside that. But then if you also sold random pulls sweaters, it would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd have sweater 6 and jewelry 6. But with this, it doesn't matter what it is, you get a number at the end of each the description, so you actually can tell where you are, how many you've sold, and it's going to be easier for some people who are doing clothing and running fast. And yesterday, I don't know if any of you were in yesterday's show. um, Baby Bat Vintage, who's a newer seller on here, such a sweetheart. She had a really great idea, and I wish I had some in front of me. But what she does is she went to dollar store and she bought wooden clothes pegs, and then she just took a Sharpie and wrote the numbers on the clothes pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And then when she's running shows, when she sells, she takes a clothes peg and puts it on the piece of clothing. It's so simple and so inexpensive and so quick, and yeah, super smart. Hello, Pre-Love Revival. Super, super smart. So with this new system, totally sustainable. Yeah, it's not those expensive tags or anything like that. It just goes on. It's gonna stay on more likely than trying to do a post-it note on a piece of clothing. That does not stick well. And you don't want to put like sticker on and possibly damage the fabric. But a wooden clothespin, is gentle enough but still holds on. Brilliant idea. I think i think if I was selling clothing, that's what I would switch to. I think it's brilliant. And this new system will make that even easier for her. So if she switches between pants and skirts or something, she'll still have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Up to whatever number she sells. So yeah, so I'm testing it right now. The problem is that I don't sell in a lot of those categories, so I'm trying it out in different categories that I sell in to see how it'll work. And to be honest, yes, Ask questions. Absolutely. Sorry, this is definitely a question and answer show. So please ask your question. And pre-love revival, if you ever have a question in between, because I only do Friday and Saturday now, just send me a message. I'm okay with those. I mean, it may take me a day or so to get back to you, but I'm perfectly okay with getting messages. And welcome into Duster and M Rasha and Beep Boop, and Jackson 905. Are you in the 905 area? And Trash Can Pete, what's up? Are you friends with Oscar, who also lives in a trash can? JC Diaz and Joel, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Kodak, Dragoda, hello. Storm, Dream Tips, Bombi, holy cow. Cindy, hello. Ninevus, and the one who knocks. Would you knock? Sorry, I'm trying to scroll. I'm Rasha. Hey, tell us about what you sell. When's your next show? Let us know. Tell us what you sell and when your next show is. Um, Everyone is free to share their shows and ask their questions today, because that's all I'm really doing is answering questions this morning, and then just chatting about general things to do with whatnot. We did have. Where is my? Is this my note for this? No, that's not my note for that. My note's over here. Yeah. Yesterday we talked briefly about, while other people type in their questions. Um, Crazy Beans, hello. Aswan, hello. Yesterday I talked about how important it is that if you do end up getting a bad review, that it's important to keep calm and remain professional. Do not lash out on the internet about it. Do not lash out in a response. Be be courteous, kind, and professional, even if the person is a jerk. Even if you disagree completely with what they said, be kind and professional. It'll go a long way, because you got to remember, the people who read the reviews will read, and they'll see if someone's being irrational and rude in a review. They'll see that. People aren't that stupid. And then if your response is professional and courteous, it's going to make a huge difference. Holy cow, what a name is that? New 42,000 gallon. Wow. I don't, what's a 42,000 gallons? That's a lot. Greg, hello. No Remek, good morning. Okay. Let's see. Pre-love revival scenario. Customer buys one item in show, and as a seller, I only end up having the one show a week. Is there a way to keep that item into the next week? So there's one way to do it, that I have done once, which is I had a customer that only bought one thing, and uh, I had to cancel a bunch of shows, so I felt guilty. So I offered that if they wanted to cancel, I would accept it, and then I would put their item in my bin for the next week with just their name and a silly picture. And then they could get that item the next week and buy it, but only if they wanted to cancel. So I gave them the option that if they wanted to cancel, I would be okay with that, rather than me canceling on them and making them think that I was rejecting them or something. I messaged and said, like, I see that you only bought one thing. I didn't have a lot of shows. I apologize. Do you want me to ship it to you now, or would you like to wait next week? And if so, you can cancel. I will accept, and then I will put it in the bin so you can buy it again. And of course, the person bought the next week. So, but give the buyer the option to be the one to cancel. Yeah, I know. I felt bad too. So, yeah. Rasha, hello. Next show is tonight. What time? Oh, so this tonight, lots of dresses and purses. Tony Birch, Mark Jacobs, Michael Kors, lots of goodies and giveies. Awesome. So Rasha, a couple of suggestions, because this is a seller chat, so I do give suggestions. Is put a show tonight, um, whatever time it is, and then it's really important time zone, because we're all in different time zones across Canada, and also and in North America. And then I like that dresses and purses. I would make that like dresses and purses, Tony Birch, etc. And so do that, but just make sure you add tonight at X o'clock, and this time zone, and that helps people know, even more. And then also ask, please bookmark. And then when you get a chance, uh, upload some sort of cute little logo of some sort, so you're not just that red E. Hello, peacock. You're attacking the day. You're not. Have you had your coffee yet? Sid's cards, J Money sales, Black Gold, Cleveland curiosities. Hello, West One and Kit Kat. Hello, hello. Okay, so Mrasha is on 9 p.m. Eastern time on doing dresses and purses. And is this your first show or your second show? Oh, you've already sold 573 items. Good for you. Look at that. Um, I really like your picture, the picture that you have on your everyone go look at M Rasha right now. And bookmark her shows. She's got a really awesome. I like that. I like those images of you, and I like the idea you're showing dresses, and then you're showing like workout clothes and that. I like that. Take one of those and make that your logo. Pick your favorite and make that your logo because that looks lovely. You look lovely. And it's Rasha. Hi, Rasha. So yeah, that's what I would suggest because I'm going to follow you. There you go. I'm following you now. So yeah, good on you. Congratulations on 573 items. You're halfway. You've been on for over a month. You've been on for over a month and you've sold 573 three things without a bio or or a picture. This proves that bio and picture isn't as important as the thumbnail. Your thumbnail is what's attracting people in. So a bio and a little logo is important when you're coming into chat rooms because people click in and then they want to know more. So add that when you got some time, but it's your thumbnail that's bringing people in, and you're doing the smart thing. So when I talked about thumbnails last Saturday, I said, one, you need to have it be clear and obvious about what you're selling. It has to catch the eye. Rasha is using, and again, go look at her profile right now. Her thumbnail is simple and easy. There's no words on it. There isn't even words on it. I love it. It's so simple. I can see immediately there's a cartoon type character of her and a character eyes. I talked about how you need to have a face, whether it's an animal character like I do or a human face or your own like photo too. You don't have to always use AI or another image instead, but faces work. She's got a picture of her face, and then she's got one where she's wearing a dress. So I know, oh, dress. She's got dresses, and in the background, you can tell that it's all fashion stuff. It is having a nice beak does help. You are right, Peacock. That is smart. And the thumbnail is she's only been just over a month. 573 items sold, and she doesn't it's the thumbnail brings people in. That's what people see when they're scrolling. They see the thumbnail. So if you want to spend a lot of time on something, spend time on your thumbnails because that's what's bringing people into Mrash's shows. And then obviously great deals, 51 reviews with 5.0 rating. Good job. That's great. Keep it up. That is awesome. Welcome in Auntie Jane and Dutch House Mercantile. And who else has come in the house while I've been here? Garrett, hello. How are you? Joseph and Taka Thrift. Hi. Brooklyn, hello. Welcome in. I think I've caught up with everybody. Okay. So any other questions? Pre-love revival, that was a really great question. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. I don't have any notes today because I was like, I think there might be a bunch of questions, but clearly not a bunch of questions. So, this month in coming up in July. Oh, by the way, there is the Grand Canadian Grand Canadian Tour raid train. I didn't think about this when I made the name. The Grand Canadian Tour raid train is happening July 1st and July 2nd. Check it out. Bookmark those shows. I'm going to start on both days. I'm going to start us off. So I'm starting off at 9 a.m. on Canada Day and noon on July 2nd, because we're doing a 2 day, and it's going to be awesome fun. Lots of great sellers from all across Canada. Oh, Pre-Loved, thank you so much. Everyone, make sure you follow Pre-Loved Revival. You are awesome. Thank you so much for the tip. That is so sweet of you. Um, and yeah, and folks, let's start doing some more raid trains. I don't have the energy for doing raid trains, but there are other people who should start. Millicent, hello, thank you so much. Um, Start doing raid trains. Start doing them, and you can. It is easier now to run a raid train than ever before, thanks to Thriftworks USA, thrift shop cards, um, and thanks, Sophie. Not today. I'm not going to do a co-host today, but thank you. Um, Auntie Jane says, I've never understood raid trains, so I've never used them. Okay, so let's talk about it. I have to figure out what I'm doing wrong. For every reason, I don't end up selling much when I do them. Okay, so let's talk first about what are raid trains and what the benefit is for you as a seller. So um, there are all kinds of different raid trains. The raid trains that we're doing on July 1st and July 2nd are just general raid trains, hour-long slots, sell whatever you want. The theme is just that you're Canadian. And that's it. The theme is just you yourself are Canadian. Or you're sitting in Canada, whatever. We don't care. Just be in Canada. But there are theme raid trains. They're a lot of fun to do. There's some silly raid trains. They're super fun to do. I used to do raid trains with my friend Kylie. Whenever she was running a raid train, I would jump on board because it was going to be silly fun. And there are also very, you do get to pretend you're Canadian, and there are also very specific raid trains. For example, I did a Wade raid train where everything was just selling Wades. So I just sold Wade Whimsies. And by the way, UPS is horrible with with taking care of packages, especially small packages. They treat them like crap. So make sure you like overpack. I thought I overpacked, but I did not overpack for UPS. Holy cow. Anyways, raid trains. So they're extremely beneficial for you as a seller because it gives you an opportunity to network with sellers you may not network on a regular basis and get to know those people because there's a chat. You are involved in something all day. They're going to be coming into your shows. You're going to be going into their shows. And it's really beneficial for building the community. So, what are they? Okay, so a raid train is a scheduled event on Whatnot with scheduled shows, and the first person starts it. So, for example, I'm going to start July 1st at 9 a.m. I'm going to do my show, and then I am going to follow up by rating into the next person on the schedule. So people sign up, sellers sign up for particular time slots, and they go live at that time for that particular. So in our case, it's for an hour. So every hour, the train raids into a new seller, and then that seller raids into the next seller, et cetera, all the way through to the end of the train, which is the caboose, which is the last seller, and then that seller raids into whoever they want at the end. And it is a lot of fun, and you get to meet new people that you didn't meet before, and I think that it's just a really great way to build the community, your seller community, because if we work together, we grow together, right? Now, uh, the one, hopefully that explains it for you, Auntie Jane. For Pre-Love Revival, and I do actually have a YouTube all about. There's a YouTube video that's in my playlist for Whatnot Sellers at the Red Rooster CA, and it is actually like how to raid train and goes into detail about what is a raid train, how do you find a raid train to be part of, how are you how can you be the best seller on a raid train, how to maximize the benefits you can get out of a raid train, how to run your own raid train, etc. I will do another one in a couple of months to update because we have a new place where we can organize raid trains called raidtrain.app, raidtrain.app. And it's been created by Thriftworks USA, Darren, and it's amazing. And I love it so much. And it makes life so much easier. There's so many features that you can't get by using Calendly or Sign Up Genius. So I love it. So I'm gonna be getting rid of my Sign Up Genius subscription, thanks to Darren. Um, and so Pre-Love Revival said, I have to figure out what I'm doing wrong on raid trains. For whatever reason, I don't end up selling much when I do them. So here's a few tips. One, um, most general raid trains are more about the networking and community and introducing yourself to new buyers than it is necessarily about selling. If you're in, like, for example, in like a very specific raid train, like a Wade's raid train that I did, then I know I'm going to sell, and I've just got to run fast. I got to run fast because I only had 45 minutes to try and sell as much as I could. So I just ran really fast. I ended up selling 53, 54. I just ran really fast. Um, so that's one thing is it how is your pace? The other thing that is a tip that I got from, may have even been from Liz. I don't know. I can't remember who gave the tip a long time ago. But check out the person. It was Liz. Check out the person before you. I'm quite sure it was you. Check out the person before you. What is their vibe and what are they going to be selling? So if they don't have anything listed, message them and just ask them, or ask them in the chat, like, hey, what are you going to be selling? I'm really excited. And go check out some of their shows so that you get to know what their show is like and their audience. And don't change who you are, but adapt a little. So, for example, if you're doing a general raid train and the person before you was selling jewelry and you're going to be selling clothing and accessories, then pull up the accessories first. And because the jewelry people are going to be more attracted to the accessories at first than they are to the clothing. And so it's more of a smooth transition into still feeling like, kind of like when you walk into um, a department store and you go from one section to another, they try to transition you in a way that you're still sort of on theme. So you go into the women's section, and then there's the jewelry, and then there's the kids clothes, and then there's the men's section, and then there's the shoes, right? So think of it that way: is what can I put at the beginning of my show that will match up with this type of things that people were buying in the previous show? um, and that I find that helps me a lot, is that I try to match up with what that person is selling, and I will watch the show. I will try to ride the train all day if I can. I will watch the show before me to see what people are asking for, what people were buying, what people were, if somebody was asking for something, like if it's a vintage decor show and somebody in the previous show asked for a blue bird, and that seller didn't have a blue bird to sell, and you've got one, then that blue bird better be like the first or second thing that you put up to sell. Like, oh, I heard, I was in the show and I saw that, Amy, you really wanted a blue bird. I have one right here for you. I'm going to run it right now. So you're like watching and adapting and being like, oh, they want this, I'll bring this forward first. Now, you don't always necessarily have a blue bird available to you. That was just an example. Please don't take it literal. But I find that that works really well for me. Um, uh, and Pre-Love Revival says, I was thinking of a raid train, not selling focused, a meet the seller format where we introduce ourselves, show some of our collection. Yes, yes, that's a great idea. In fact, go check out raidtrain.app. And you'll see that there are some of those kind of shows that are being done by bigger, like by American bigger sellers. So you can kind of get an idea, watch some of those trains to see how they're doing things, and then take what you like and leave the rest. And Rasha says, do you think boosting the shows helps? Yes and no. So using promote tools helps, but it at the same time doesn't help. It depends on what you're selling, because the algorithm is going to push both Canadians and Americans to you, and you might get more Americans than Canadians who will leave pretty quickly. Um, I don't know if the warning is still up. I haven't signed in as with my American address to see um, if the warning is still up, but definitely definitely I find that I've used promote tools in the past. I've not used them wisely enough. I do talk about in attracting new buyers, which is also on my YouTube, about how to use promote tools most successfully. And the key thing is your thumbnail, because they're only gonna promote you. It's like an ad. You're buying an ad. They're not going to guarantee that people are going to come into your room, and they can't guarantee that people are going to stay. So they're just trying to send as many people as possible, and put as many eyes in front of your thumbnail as possible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get people in. Um, Millicent says, best I can tell, you get a lot more raids with promote. Yeah, if you are a popular seller, um, you may get more raids because it does bump you up in the discoverability on the raids. So when you hit raid on an iPhone, I've noticed that I will often get picked if I'm using promote tools. But I don't use it very often because what I sell and the prices I sell at are my prices I sell at are cheap, but they're not typically things that an American is willing to pay for shipping and everything else. Yeah, and it's totally up to you to get the raiders to stay. And the key thing is when you get a raid, this is so important. When you get a raid, a lot of people go, "Oh my god, I got a raid. Hello everyone." And they stop. They stop. Now, what you need to do, and sometimes I panic, like if I get a big raid, I panic. I admit it. But what you want to do is say, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Millicents, for the raid. That is awesome. Everybody make sure you're following Millicents. Thank you again so much. Let's run something for $1, or I've got a coupon code you can all use. Put it in your wallet right now down over here, and here's your coupon code. Type that in and you'll get X number of dollars off the next purchase you make. Have some coupon codes ready to thank raiders. You can do dollar starts if you want to. You can do a giveaway if you want to. I don't recommend that for Canadian sellers because the cost of shipping is so high that it's not really worth it. But a dollar start or a coupon code, or just thank you so much. If I get rated when I'm doing a community show, I don't do a dollar start, or I might say, oh, here's a coupon code you can use in the future. But most of the time I just say thank you. And when I'm running Fast and Furious and doing low start shows, I don't run a dollar start. I don't need to. I'm already doing cheap starts. So it all just depends. But it's really important to keep selling, and not, even if you get a small raid, whether it's a small raid or a big raid, you treat them the same way. You thank everybody and you keep moving on. And you decide what you want to do. What I want to do when I get a raid is different than other people. So you decide what it is that you'd like to do to thank that person for raiding into you and giving them a moment of your time, but not the whole time. I'm scrolling back up so I can catch up because there's a lot. Okay, we got that. Good morning, Melody and Weza Sky and Mrs. Dab Life. Hello, and Ryan and Sandra. Hello. Top Loader Auctions, how are you doing? Good to see you. Ashley and Whiskers, good morning, love. How are you? Derek, Pikachu Boo. Thank you, Pikachu Boo. How are you doing today? And Mad Fresco, what a great name. Iridescent. Oh, that is an awesome name too. Um, Peacock's gonna sell tarps and tools. Do it. Do it. Yes. Tarps and tools. Sounds good. Um, Millicent says there's a learning raid train for jewelry that is excellent. Sellers are required to educate 50% of the show, hosted by Two Sisters Treasures LLC today. Ooh, I love that idea. Yeah, my friend Kylie, after um oh gosh, I want to say Afternoon Antique Co, but it's not afternoon. Why am I forgetting? I feel so bad. Afternoon Afternoon Archives now. Afternoon Archives used to do a community show where she brought on a different guest each week who had an expertise in something to do with antiques, and that person would educate us all on the antiques, which was amazing and was such a great idea. So that raid train is really awesome, like a teach me something raid train. Teach me something. Yeah, like just like a We could call it summer school, a summer school raid train. That would be awesome. Amy Lynn and Logi's, hello, and who else is coming? AHJC, hello, how are you? Big Sky Country Finds, hello, love, how are you? Um, uh, and Millicent says each seller has rewatch stickers for $5. That's brilliant. Peacock Jewelry said raid the fridge. Raid train was fun. I saw that. You have to basically show off your fridge. I wouldn't, because I'd be embarrassed because it's just chock block. Where Your Treasure Is Boutique, hello. Amy Lissa, hello. Peacock Jewelry says, for me, Promote Tools brings in Americans who promptly leave. Yes. Yeah, that's what happens to me too. So, dear Whatnot, I know I've asked it before, but I'll ask it again. Can we please, pretty please, could we get the option to select geographically and say not just our, like, that I would love to say I want Canada, England, Australia. I'd love to pick those instead. I'd love to do that. I think that would be very interesting to see what would happen if we got a chance to say, I want UK and Ireland and just, sorry, but not USA. Just because of the tariffs and the de minimis exemption being gone, it's hard to get Americans to stay in a room. It is. I love you guys. I wish you'd stick around, but I understand. Ken Penn, hello. Final Girl Material, hello, how are you? Anthony, hello, how are you? And Marque Dro, welcome in. I probably said that wrong. I apologize. Shiwar, hello. Mimics, oh my gosh. Okay, you're getting, now I know that you are actually two people. Shiwar, hello. Limestone City, hello, hello. Mimic says the promote tool provides stats that's not super helpful because you can't actually compare the penetration rate. This is true, dear Whatnot. We need more information. Like, I actually looked at my stats because I used to to show you promote tools. I would do it during a community chat, and I would spend like $20 and do a promote tools so I could show you, and then show you on my phone when people came in, what happened, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so there was zero sales. So my promote tools stats look so bad because of that, because I wasn't really selling anything. So of course, I don't have good stats on that. It looks horrible. But yeah, there's information there that would be great to know. And the new buyers from promo stats is apparently off. Really? Oh, I haven't looked lately. That is interesting. So, I mean, yes, use promote tools, but the one key thing is that if your thumbnail is not attractive and interesting, no one's going to click in, or very few people are going to click in. So you're going to have less success with promote tools because of that. And then if they come into the show and it's not a fun, engaging show that they would like to stay in, they're not going to stay. And you're going to see that the number, they actually show, one of the things that they do show you in the statistics on promote tools, and I won't show you mine because it's horrible, is how long is how many people stayed beyond. Wait, I will look just for you guys. I will look what it says. No, I want the seller part. Take me to selling. Orders, finances, seller hub. There we go. Come on. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Marketing. Sorry, it's very slow. The seller roundtable had a huge discussion. I missed that. I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't end up on there often. Now, where is it? Promotion spend, viewers, engagement. Oh yeah. So I had I did a promotion in the last 30 days. I've spent $26.18 on promote tools. Yeah, I will have to watch it. Yeah, Millicent has the information there. The Reselling Roundtable podcast airs live Sunday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube with Green 13, Zoe's Treasures, Zoe's husband, and I Love Discounts.com as hosts. It is a really, really, really great show. I've watched a couple of them. I need to do that more often, but Sunday evenings at 6:30 is like chaos time for me. So I will have to rewatch. So out of my $26.18 that I spent in the last 30 days on paid promotions, I did 3 paid promotions. I got 1 follower. My 7-day return on spend is 0%. My 30-day return on spend is 0%. I got 640 impressions. So that's the number of people who saw my ad. I call it an ad because it's your thumbnail. And my viewers from promotions was 190. So out of 640, only 190 wanted to click in. Only 15, this is so bad. Out of that 190 people, only 15 people stuck around for a sustained watch. And I think that's the really important thing, is to scroll down to your engagement part. So that's the number of viewers who watched for at least 30 seconds. I only had 15 people who watched for at least 30 seconds, which is 7.58%. And in previously, Whatnot said what your target should be, which is over 10 to 15%, is ideal. So yeah. So, and I think part of the problem is that it's Americans, and as soon as they figure out it's a Canadian show and that there's extra costs, it's really expensive for shipping compared to what they can get from the States, they're out of there. So that's why I think my sustained watch number is low. Um, but there aren't any stats you can compare stats with. Yes, when you don't have promote tool on. Wouldn't that be awesome? Where's an analytics? Let's look in analytics overview. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of time because I'm on the other. I have the 2 Wi-Fi's running so that this will work better. Oh, that's not bad. No, where is it? Shows. So let's go back to a show that I just did that was actually a sale. Stream metrics. Okay. Buyers 3, 40%, 25% below average. Below average. Everything was below average in that show. 25% below average for my max concurrent viewers. Total views 121, but yeah, it doesn't give you any more statistics than that. Nice and Spice, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Everyone, please follow Nice and Spice. If I can click on there, everyone, please follow Nice and Spice. Thank you so much, Millicent, for tagging. Welcome in, Nice and Spice. Tell us what you sell and how your show was and when your next show is, so that we can all follow you and bookmark your next show. But there isn't any stats. Yeah. So throwing out random numbers without things to compare, it's just fluff to make it feel like it's doing more than it is. This is true. It would be very interesting to find out if. Ooh. Okay. So I need to write this down. Dear Kim of the future, remember to have your pens close by so you can write whenever you need. Why do all my pens disappear when I need them? Anyways, Mimics, can you send me a reminder? Sorry. So that I can put that in. Nice and Spice is rocking a perfect 5.0 rating and less than 1 day shipping. That is awesome. Nice and Spice sells Labubu and all kinds of blind boxes, cute and horror. I assume that's cute. Tova's home. Hello, are you? Alice in Wonder Dab. Future me never listens. Same. That's why I need pen and paper, which I normally have, but I have no idea where I moved it to. I do not like this space. I need my space back so that I can be. But thank you. I love you, Mimics. You're awesome. My favorite bingo partner. Other than my daughter. You're tied. Oh, man, that sangria does taste real. I forgot. Okay, took a screenshot. Thank you. I love you. Any other questions that anybody has? Have I missed anything while I've been yammering on about? I'm gonna switch and see. Um, okay. I think I've covered all the questions. So if there are extra questions or you want to share your shows, let us know. Um, and it is 11 o'clock, or it's about to become 11 o'clock Eastern time. So everyone, share where you're from and what you sell, so we can all follow each other. If you have a show coming up in the next couple of days, tell us about that show. What is it you're selling? What time and what time zone? So that we can bookmark those shows. And the more the more you introduce yourselves in this room and in other rooms where you're doing community chats, the bigger your community is going to grow, and that's a key part of building your business on Whatnot. I saw somebody on Facebook. every I check Facebook because I'm in the community host program, and that's where things are. And now I also volunteer with a local group, so I'm always like checking my Facebook to go and see if I need to answer and etc. Anyways, so I'm on my Facebook more than normal, and so whatnot uh, groups are coming up in my feed because I look at the things. And yeah, some of the people are like, I did 5 shows and nobody's coming into my room. Why isn't nobody coming into my room? But then they don't even say who they are, so we can like check them out and bookmark their shows or anything. And yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than just you go live and Whatnot throws people at you. That's not the way it works. I talked about attracting new buyers on Saturday, but that seems to be shipping and how to get people into your room are like the two things that people are always asking about. And the second one, attracting new buyers, is work. You need to do work. It's not just um I need to do more work to get more people into my room. It doesn't it's not it's not a guarantee that even if you've been on for a long time that you're going to get lots of people in your room. You need to be marketing yourself. You need to be making sure that your thumbnails are attractive, and that when you get into your show and start running your show, that that you are you're providing an exciting place where they want to stay. The key thing is are they going to stay? And if you watch your past shows, ask yourself, would I stay in this room if it wasn't me? Like, would I be still watching right now if it wasn't me that I was watching? Pluri Love Revival, it says mostly vintage decor in Burlington, Ontario, Eastern time. We shop the shelves. I love it. Tova's Home has a show at 2 p.m. Eastern, vintage decor. Got a lot of new brass animals yesterday. Ooh, awesome. Magnus by Marika, thank you for sharing the show. Welcome in. How are you? Allison Wonder Dab says, in Edmonton, I make pens and all sorts of ridiculously adorable things, keychains, tins featuring tiny items like witches' kits. Oh, that is so fun. I love that. Nice and Spice, Labubu, Baby 3, Skull Panda, Papa Cat, Cat Come, Goaty, Behold My Cat, Shinwoo, plus many, many others when my stock comes in. Show Tuesday, 8:15 Mountain Time. Allison Wonderdab has amazing prices, says Nice and Spice. Good to know. Allison Wonderdab makes a lot of witchy things. I love that. Mimics will be selling sterling silver soon. Ooh, when are you going to be doing that? Nice and Spice is in Red Deer, Alberta. Hello, Red Deer, Alberta. Ivy Honey I will be selling vintage jewelry, decor, polymer clay animals made by me. I love that. Allison Wonderdab says, I've been trying to cultivate my following first. Yes, take your time. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. And when you look back 6 months from now, you're gonna think, wow, like I never thought I'd get where I am today if you keep going. Um, Selected by Sophie said it would be a fun segment if you would rate our thumbnails and give advice on how it can be better. I can totally, if somebody wants me to do critiques, I will do critiques. You can ask me to do a critique. I will do it. I will do it for free, and we will all chime in for sure if you want that. Taka Thrift is in Montreal, sells everything except my husband because he cooks. you could always you could always auction. You can't auction them on Whatnot because we don't have a services category yet. But when I was a full-time auctioneer, um, before, I used to do the bachelor auctions, and auction off bachelors to either have dinner with or to do things, handy things around the house. Um, and Taka Thrift does clothing and vintage decor from Montreal, so please check her out. Well, Pre-Love Revival is going to be there for the brass animals for sure. Yes. Um, Mimix55 says, I will be selling a bunch of sterling silver and a bazillion costume necklaces and makeup brushes and jewelry findings. And he's in Toronto. Yes. Hash, Hasha, Hashimo, welcome in. And Habibi, welcome in. Feel free to share your shows. Um, and tell us where you're from and what you sell, and ask your questions. That's what I'm here for. Catching up. Elvery vintage jewelry today at three. Oh, today, sorry. Vintage jewelry today, $3 earrings at 3 p.m. Central Time, 3 at 3. That's why my brain got stuck. Sunday evening, regular show, 8 p.m. Central Time. I love it. I love it. I love it. Critique. Okay, nice and spice. You could rent him on Facebook Marketplace, maybe. Oh, that's true. Hi, Canadian Brick Cafe. How are you? All right, view profile. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna do it on my. I'm gonna do it here so that I can switch to buying. Hang on. And then I'm gonna open up. Oh, someone's doing attracting. Common Cloth is doing how to attract buyers right now. By the way, if you want to switch over to check that out, Common Cloth is very good. Yeah, just go somewhere else. No. Kim is trying to open up so that I can. There we go. All right, so we are going to go to Nice and Spice and Spice. There's Nice and Spice. Awesome. Okay. And then I'm just going to go into Seller Hub, go to shows, currently live, start sharing. And that's what we're going to share. Okay. All right. That should be down below right now. I do believe if I look. Hang on. Yes, it should show it down below. And you can flip it. So let's see. Okay. So we've got, oh my goodness. All right. Let's start with, so B, let's start first with adding more to your bio so that we know a little bit more about you. So that would be my first thing is check out your bio and add more to it. Located in Alberta is good, but definitely a little bit more detail. The other thing is too is you on a computer your yeah, add your social media as long as you're not like selling, like don't say come to my TikTok shop. That's not okay, but you can say my TikTok is this. As long as you're not directing people to buy off of the platform and you're just saying follow me on Instagram, blah blah blah. Uh, Also, your little image is is not as identifiable of you. It's, you know, it's got that cute mystery box thing. You might want to see if you can create a cute little Nice and Spice that still gives that element of like the I like the colors. I think the colors work really well for your name. It would be good to have like, even if it's like a box and then Nice and Spice is coming out of it or something. I don't know. Work on that. You can always, if you want to, you can use a AI tool. I see you're using AI already, so it looks like. So your show tomorrow, you've got the Labubu, whatever those choco things are. Dubai chocolate. Are they actually chocolate? Are they actually chocolate Labubus? That sounds so yummy. You can eat a Labubu. Imported chocolate Labubus from Dubai. Where does Dubai get the Dubai doesn't have make cocoa plants though. They just make the chocolate. Anyways, I'm focused, Kim. Ooh, and pistachio. Yum. Okay. Focus. So, yeah, so I would say that's cool, but it doesn't really tell me what you're selling. Remember that the brain is going to see just that image first. They're not going to read down below where it says Labubu and Blind Box Toys. So something that just says exactly what you're doing, make it so if you're going to do Labubu and Blind Box, also and is spelled wrong, but if you're going to do Labubu and Blind Box shows on a regular basis, then I would do like a weekly. Do remember too that when you schedule a show, you can schedule up to 10 shows at once. You can make them repeat. So select repeat and do like, tomorrow, that's Sunday at 2 p.m. If you're going to do Sunday at 2 p.m., do 10 of them all at once. Um, Thank you, Canadian Brickhead. Yes, something something squirrel. Um, Also, the other ones with the variety show with chill and chat, low key gossip. I like that. And oh, happy birthday show! Is it your birthday coming up on Tuesday? Is that your birthday? It's Nice and Spice's birthday on Tuesday, so let's bookmark that show. Tuesday at 22:31 Eastern time. Bookmark that show. New products too. So I would say that the image that you have looks like an ad and it's a little bit too busy. So um I would just say great bundle deals and not have all the different ones, because again, on my computer it's big enough that I can read it, but on my phone it's going to be so small, right? It can be like this big. So there's too many words. Also, your the cat, I guess that says the cat came back type thing, the cat come back blind box. It's up high, and one of the things with whatnot, let me see if I can scroll up and you hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah. So when you scroll up, let me see if I can plus this. Control plus, is it going to make me there? Let's see. Okay, that's a little bit better. So um your the words at the top, when you are talking to ChatGPT, you need to tell it to you need to give it a picture of whatnot. Like, go to your For You page and see, because there's overlays that whatnot puts at the top and overlays that sometimes go at the bottom where it says like one friend watching or whatever. You need to tell the robot that you're using, if you're using a robot, you need to tell it that this stuff is going to be in the way. um because it also cut off a lot of your words because it wasn't formatted. I cheat and I use Instagram. If I'm using Canva, I use Instagram reel size because it's the correct size for whatnot, and doesn't end up cutting anything off. But I try to leave the top band. Just think about the top band and the bottom band. I try to leave the information away from there as much as possible, especially your key information should be smack in the middle. And the way that the brain works is the brain looks in sort of a Z formation or Z formation. So it goes zoom, zoom, zoom. So what you want to do is have some key stuff there. Oh, look at that. It looks like you're changing your thing for today and for tomorrow. Holy cow, look at you. Just changing away. Okay, unless it's just my computer acting up. Updated. Okay. Um so what you want to do, it's just my computer. Okay, I thought so. So I would say make it clear and simple. So if it's just blind boxes, yeah, all right. We're going to stop sharing since it's acting up now. There we go. Okay, so it's just my computer. Hopefully everything's okay over here because it's decided to freeze over on my computer. But you get the idea. Um, so super simple is best, and with just the key information, not a lot more than that. Um, that will make them come into your show, and then they'll want to learn more. So if you're going to do bundle deals, say amazing bundle deals, best in Canada or something, and people will come in for that. Yeah, it's to spark interest. It's not going to be it. yours looks more like a flyer, and it looks more like a store flyer, and maybe you have a store, and so these are the same deals you're offering at your store, but it does look like more like a store flyer than it does like a thumbnail. So that would be my recommendation. Anybody else have any other recommendations for Nice and Spice? Because this is, and if anybody else wants uh to have a quick critique, this is not, this is just me. Pre-love revival, what service do you need? I'm from Saskatchewan. Hello, Elvery Vintage from Saskatchewan. I love it. A Nice and Spice is 2 weeks old, only 2 weeks on Whatnot. That is awesome. Congratulations. Um, Tova has a show coming up with brass animals, cats, horses, a baby frog, some rams, plus lots of unicorns, elephants, dolphins, and more. Uh-oh. You're in trouble, pre-loved. Hi, Sleek Styles. How are you? El Canabra Cafe says, I was born in Regina before I moved to Vancouver Island. I love it. Sleek Styles, hello. I sell makeup, skincare, clothing, shoes, and sometimes books from Ontario, Canada. Bookmark my shows. I haven't seen the notification yet. Did you get a chance to grab that last spot? Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Trying to catch up here. Leslie, welcome in. Antique Affair, welcome in. East Coast Outlaw, what's up? Cole Rob, hello, hello, welcome in. Feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Mini Ricks and G Funkura and Wendy, welcome in. Let's see. Okay, I think we've got it. I think I've caught up. How do I advertise specific bundle sales though? Good question. Okay, so I'm just, since the screen has frozen over there, I can say that what I would suggest, is it still sharing? Is it still sharing that screen? It is. Okay, there, that's better. I would suggest that you do separate for each one, and make them a listing, that you do X number of auctioning off men for house help. Okay. Yeah, so I would do each one of those bundles as a separate listing. So then and then you could pin it. I assume it'd be like a buy it now as opposed to a start bid. So I'd put it as a buy it now. You could run a buy it now show instead of an auction show, or you could put together bundles yourself that aren't pick your own bundle, but you put bundles together and then you could auction them off. It's totally up to you. Pinwitch, what a great name. Pinwitch5, hi there. I'm a new seller in Canada of Disney pins, one of only 2 sellers in all of Canada. I had a question about inventory and showing inventory. Ask away. Welcome in. That is awesome. The Brass Kettle has got a flash sales show today, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, vintage decor. I love it. Marika Morris, welcome in, or I hope I said that right. Jim, hello, welcome in. Oh, and Canabra Cafe has a really great suggestion. I have a black felt pad under the pins to help them pop on camera. That is a really good suggestion. Pinwitch says, I feel bad showing the same pins over for multiple shows, but that's how most of the US sellers do Disney pins. I'm feeling the pressure because one of only 2 sellers doing this. So you have a great opportunity. Don't think of it as I'm only one of. I have a niche market that I am marketing to. So I would focus on that and say it's not it's not a bad thing to be one of only 2 sellers in Canada selling Disney pins, because there is a market for that. The key thing is for you to market yourself to Facebook groups and on Instagram, that Facebook groups that are about Disney pin collectors, especially Disney pin collectors in Canada. That's a really awesome niche, and they're willing to spend good money. And do not feel bad that you are showing the same thing over and over again. It just means the right person wasn't there that day. Maybe what you want to do is themes. So have like a Disney princess theme, or a Disney parks theme show, or it's all Mickey, it's all Mickey and Minnie, or it's all the ducks. Um, and then of course you can have in your buy it now, you can have all the pins, and then you're just going to do auctions on, you know, Dumbo pins or something like that, so that it's more to make it less boring for yourself, which will make it less boring for other people. And then if you find that people are always asking for one thing or another, Nice and Spice, have an awesome day. Thanks for popping in. If you find that people are always asking for certain things, then do make sure that those are like the top thing that they see. So put that when you're listing your items on the Whatnot app, put like 001, 002, number those ones so they come up first. If you look in my auction tab, you will see that I use numbers to prioritize what things get seen first. So you want to do the exact same thing. If you know this is the hot item that people want, you put that very first on your auction tab. So it's 001, 002. And the other cool thing is that people will ask you for, like, if you do 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, etc., people, it makes it faster for people to request certain things to be run. If you have pre-listed, I don't know if you're doing pre-listing, but if you're doing pre-listing, it makes it a lot easier for someone to say, can you run 1A, instead of saying, can you run the Mickey Mouse, right? Pre-listing takes time, but it's worth it when you're in such a niche market. um, it's also fun to have shows where you're unboxing and people feel like they're getting an extra special deal and you don't know which pin is next. That's always fun. Um, I'd say keep going. You're in a niche market, so you will need to do a lot more work to market yourself out, your shows to the pin community. But you can say, I ship worldwide, awesome shipping, fast shipping, etc., etc. There you go. Pinwitch says I'm marketed and it's blowing up. Awesome. You're in the awesome. That's great. I love that. I love to hear that. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and 6 months from now, come back and tell me how you're doing. I mean, come back anytime you want, but 6 months from now, I'd love to hear how you're doing and what's worked and what hasn't. And if anybody else has any other suggestions too for Pinwitch, pop them in the chat. I'm going to scroll back up again because I think I've missed some stuff. Selected by Sophie has a consignment closet lives and classic curated lives once a week. Only high quality clothing, always $7 starts. My next curated live is this Monday morning, evening, afternoon. It may have gotten cut off. Canadian Brick Cafe makes the suggestion to Pinwitch, list them to the marketplace with top and bottom image so people can see the Mickey ears on the back. Oh yes, yes, good idea. So like doing a collage with the two. Oh, Canadian Brick Cafe has another awesome idea. Do a support the evil gangs of Disney event, only showing the evil characters. I love that. Canadian Brick Cafe says, I don't know if each pin has a specific part number, but have them that number in with each item's listing. I do that with Lego minifigures. Yes. Sleek Style says, I will try the unboxing method. Yeah, awesome advice. Thank you. Thank you, Canadian Brick Cafe. That is awesome advice. I didn't realize that the minifigures have a little number. It'll be on the bottom of their feet, I assume. Oh, my old eyes. It's going to be hard to see that. I have some minifigures and I've just been pushing them aside. So I probably shouldn't, right? I should be just selling them, but I keep putting it aside. Any other questions or anybody want to share their shows? Otherwise, we are going to, I think what we'll do is we will raid in. It takes me time. The Canadian Cafe says, I'm not always a sarcastic smartass. Sometimes I give banger advice. Oftentimes you give banger advice, Canadian Cafe. I appreciate you. All right, last call to share your shows or ask any questions. Don't worry, it takes me some time. AHJC has a show in a couple of hours. Make sure that you bookmark her show. I'm just trying to see, who did I say was on right now doing, please hold, switch to buying. I think it's Common Cloth. Common. There we go. Common Cloth. All right. Common Cloth is doing a how to track buyers show. So we're gonna go in there and find out more. And I love you guys. Have an awesome day. Common Cloth is another community host. So it's always good to hear information from different people and different perspectives. Love you guys. Have an awesome day. I'll be on tonight doing my start of my mom's estate sale. I love you guys and I'll see you later. Bye for now. Let's put a whole bunch of Canada flags in the chat.